Dude, don't just trust Jay Dyer. Listen to the guy, learn what you may, but don't take this guy's words as gold. But I say this about everyone. I don't trust anyone. But there are degrees of letting go to get along on your journey. Meaning, I trust you until I don't know more. I trust you, but some things are behind a metaphorical paywall, and that sum of a beach ain't easily unlocked. And no, money doesn't unlock it. I said metaphorical. Heck, it's a maze of paywalls behind that first one. Now, often in life, you have to play the game, and you must levy a trust card for a thing you need. But you never place a card down unless you are willing to lose it, you jive? Trust with a side eye, friend. So back to Dyer's tirade against the biblical understanding of church. Test what he is saying by being very careful and critical of the actual points he brings up, and not the emotional narrative he weaves in his messaging. I got like 7 minutes into his anti-Doug video, and the only thing he seems to have against him are his own personal unbiblical religious grievances that has no bearing on anything except for those already drinking deep from his Kool-Aid jug. And the other thing Jay has against Doug is like suspicion, I guess. But need I remind you, Jay works for Alex, and Alex is afraid of subterranean lizard people. Though I think what they did to him over the handy sook, if you get what I mean, was bad, because as a folk person myself, seeing a parent laugh while they're talking about their child's demise is more than enough cause for not just suspicion, but also derision. So anyways, let's get back to the point. Jay has ulterior motives to be against Doug Wilson, political and religious aims. In a strange way, they are basically competitors in the prime objective. Jay wants all to be ortho, and that's not 100% clear why just yet. We're still watching and waiting about this motive, and he wants Doug to be fully against the boo, if you get my drift, which I think works in favor of the nation state of Israel. Naming the boo means they have a threat to point at, and then becomes a liability to the normies. But anyways, you name me one man that has built more for Christ's kingdom on earth than Douglas Wilson in modern times in America, because this man has been on the move for nearly half a century. He was born into the faith, raised well enough to continue in it, literally decades of ministry, planting churches including through CREC, C-R-E-C, which has grown massively, building classical Christian schools that sparked a whole movement, hundreds of ACCS schools now, Canon Press pumping out books, and Canon Press Plus streaming site. The new St. Andrew's College debate with the bigwig back in the heyday of the atheist movement. He's been on high-profile sits with Tucker Carlson, Charlie Kirk, Sam Harris, Jank from the Young Turks. Yes, I said his name correctly. That makes me different. Recently, a church planted in Washington, and now Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, is tied to a CREC church. My point about old Dougie Wilson is he didn't just pop up from the Cabbage Patch. It's now at a place where his grandchildren have entered the fight. This is literally the bows in a man's quiver, right? Like he's got a full quiver of bows. He's just pew, 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 releasing into the world. This is real world influence flowing into positions of power, legacy across generations. This is a legacy I have yet seen matched. Not that this is something I've really looked into, but I appreciate the people who can make things happen. That's who you hitch your ride to, dum-dums. Someone with actual ties. Someone holding up a lot of things so they care very, very much about failing or falling. Jay, where are his ties? Fuentes, where is his ties? Wilson, full-page legacy, friend. No joke. Jay and Fuentes have nothing in comparison to the multi-seasonal crops of fruit Wilson has been pulling in. So, if he is a grifter, don't kneecap someone who makes money chugging your boat a couple feet further than you currently are. That would be dumb. He straddles the Israel fence uncomfortably, though. I will give Dyer that. And I have done a subtle shift of promoting Jeff Durbin over Douglas Wilson because, I don't know, maybe he gets kickbacks similar to the ones I think the dispensational churches like Calvary Chapels get. While I think that is horrendous if true, I also remember we were all sinners and prone to rationalize things we shouldn't. Meaning if they do get kickbacks or some kind of incentive, that doesn't necessarily mean they are in bad faith on the front of it. They may be lying to themselves. But you see, All this I just said is all
conjecture.
and therefore no real action should be implemented here, but the side-eye. Now, I want to talk to you youngins, you disenfranchised fellow trailer dwellers, about bridges. Some call them pipelines. The great thing about a bridge is it goes both ways. The other great thing about a bridge is, while it's connected to the other side, it's not opposed to the bridge as a whole. It is also the place those who will never cross can still park at and enjoy the view. Don't blow up your bridges, dum-dums. And I have to assume anyone who does is doing so on purpose because they don't actually care about making America Christian again. They don't actually care about keeping the culture of the West alive. And they don't care about the mass subjugation of white folks. In simple terms, they don't care about
The prime objective.
They are either a wild troll, a foreign agent provocateur, or a home-born lefty. All those with the same goals of stopping
The prime objective.
Now, while you, who are almost on the other side of the bridge, do not like that those nearer the front won't cross over, if you scare them, they will burn the bridge. And that hurts everyone, but it hurts you the most. You have to consider, in this current climate, they are the most important. They are more important than you are. And
The prime objective.
is safer in their hands than it is in yours. Also consider this. Say you went to Vegas and you lost 100. Now say you have great odds at winning back 60 of the 100 you lost. Or you have very low, almost impossible odds of winning the full 100 back. The smart thing to do is win the 60. Then you can gamble a 10 to try to get back the full 100. You understand? So notice I didn't put you on the full other side of the bridge. I did that because you are not the other end. The other end is the full-blown maniac. He is the cartoon caricature that haunts the dreams of the feminist middle-aged cat lady who takes too much Ambien or whatever witchcraft pills they take these days. And you know that guy, the maniac, ain't getting us nowhere. And you understand why you want to block that guy, because truth is, that guy does exist out there, looming around in the shadows, popping up in your groups, trying to pervert the movement little by little. This is the guy who actually needs the meds the cat lady is on. But you don't understand. You are the same, but to a way lesser degree. Meaning because society ain't even on the bridge yet, these front bridge parkers are the greeters at the door. They will be the only ones getting the non-bridge folks on the bridge. So any move the bridge sitters make is a move in the direction you want. To cut off the legs of your horse is madness. Or again, it's by design because you don't really care about the prime objective. Now, don't assume where I am on the bridge, because I'll tell you, I am a front bridge sitter. This is the place, and I could get into analogies in another video to explain why. The reason you don't blow up the bridge is a bridge or a pipeline works both ways. And Jesus wants you all to be on the proper placement on the bridge. I love you, so I guess I am a greeter, but facing the other side of the bridge. You don't want to blow up the bridge to stop me from pulling your guys to my side, because if you blow up the bridge, no one comes over. So in the words of the Almighty God, come, let us reason together.